Hello everyone, Donna Gray here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. How are you? I'm jumping on, I'm about 7 minutes early, but I thought I would get started. Lots of exciting things. Donna's saying, are you on now? I'm actually, I was sharing into my groups. So you'll see when I go live now, you'll see that Stampin' with DonnaG Facebook Live. You'll see that up for a little while. It just gives people time to jump on, say hello, let me know where they're watching from. Gives me time to catch up on comments and things. And we can get started. So lots and lots of fun things today. I've got some awesome, all the new celebration items and the coordination items. I'm going to use one of the new second release celebration item stamp set that's designed to go with our Stamparatus. So that's a fun card that we will be doing and using our Stamparatus. So if you haven't got a Stamparatus, after you see this, you're probably going to ask and think that you want to definitely get one. Not sure why it's stopping and starting, Wendy. I'm just going to check the internet connection. I may have to jump back on in a little while. Is there a way I can check it? I don't think I can. Anyway, we're going to bear with it and see how we go. Hopefully everything will be fine. So I'm just going to show you a picture of what's available at the moment. So you can check out these new stamp sets. And I'll just double check with my family with the internet. Okay, so let's get back to it. So I'm going to use this new stamp set, and it is called All Adorned, and it's super cute the way we can use this stamp set with our Stamparatus. So I'm going to just get into it because, I mean, you've all heard the spool. We've got new celebration items, we've got an awesome joining fee at the moment. So anyway, let me know how everything is going. It stopped again. Hopefully, I just got everyone off the internet. Okay, so hopefully everything will be okay. Normally I'm home by myself, but there's family members home at the moment. So hopefully everything will be okay. You love to see how I store my ink pads. Okay, so I could actually probably, let me see, I'm going to turn it to my desk camera, and I'm going to see if I can pick up my phone and show you my ink pad storage. This here, there's a few cords and things hanging down because I'm plugged into the power. But that's how I store my ink pad storage. I've just had that built. My father and I were building on the weekend, and we just actually built that ink pad storage. So it's made out of MDF and a bit of laminated timber on the outside, but it was fairly easy to use and fairly easy to be able to construct. So but it's fantastic, and it's right beside me, so I'm able to grab any ink pad out that I need, and it's right at hand. So so let me know how it's all going. Let me know if the coverage is all right. We're just going to have to go with the flow the way the internet is. I'm sure it's going to be okay now. So I'm sure we've got it all sorted. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is a beautiful stamp set, and it's designed to go with our Stamparatus, and the whole idea behind it is to be able to stamp in the corners, and it's got some great images here, like as you can see, to stamp in the corners, and just some great images, great sentiments. So I thought I'll do a quick card showing you how to use a Stamparatus with this stamp set. So there is some freehand stamping, but there's also some Stamparatus stamping. So because it's a photopolymer stamp, we have our foam mat, and then we have our little sheets of grid paper that we can buy. Hey Margaret, hey Wendy, hey Jenny, hey Anne. That's okay, Anne, anytime. Happy to show you how I store things. And I've been having a bit of a storage big blitz in my craft room, so I'm getting a little bit more organised. So I've actually got this already pre-lined up. I'm just going to make sure that it's still in the right spot, which it is. Okay, so as you can see, I've made a mark here in the corner to show me where I'm going to have my cardstock. And I'm going to use some of the, hey Angie, how you going? Hey Megan, thanks for sharing. So I'm going to use some of the Blackberry Bliss ink, and I'm going to pop my stamp set under the other side so that I have something to rest it on. So I'm just going to ink it up. Now the beauty of this is, if we don't ink it properly the first time, we can go back and re-stamp. That's the idea of having the, and it's inked perfectly, so it's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that around, and I'm going to put the next corner up in that corner on my grid paper. I'm going to make sure my grid paper's not moved and it's not out of place. Thank you for sharing, Roberta. Thank you very much. You're cleaning your desk, Angie? Yeah, so I've had a big clean up lately as well. So I'm going to stamp this in each corner. As you can see, it's designed to go perfectly in the corners. So this is a really, really easy stamp set to work with. We just have to make sure that we're lining up in those corners exactly where we need to be. Roberta's saying sticky grid sheets are great in place of magnets. Oh, you mean like a sticky grid sheet underneath, Roberta? That's an idea. But where would you get the sticky grid sheets from, Roberta? I'm only using one magnet, and I'm really only doing it just to, you could actually do this without the magnet. You could actually stamp it because it normally sits pretty well. Hey Helen, how you going? Thanks for sharing. Okay, so we've just done that really, really quickly and really easily. So that's going to be my background. Now I've got a little tiny square here, and I've got my stamp, and hopefully this is lined up. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm going to take that plate away. I'm going to turn it around this way so you can see where I'm stamping. Now I'm going to ink up with, it says my face is covered up by the live sign. Is it? I can move myself down. Oh, no, I can't move myself down. I thought I could move myself down a bit, but that's okay. You know what I look like anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that, and I'm going to rotate these around again. Okay, making sure that that's in the corner. Pop my magnet on. Ink it up. I'm actually not sure. Oh, I can, I think. Let me see. Can I move it? No, position. No. Anyway, that's okay. You're just gonna not see my face, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna rotate that again. So same thing, rotating, inking up with the balmy blue and stamping down. And for the last time, so as you can see, the Stamparatus works fantastic for this. Oh, Sizzix makes sticky grids sheets. No worries. Thanks, Gail, for sharing. Okay. Or I didn't like the way that one's stamped. I'm going to go again. It didn't stamp real nice at all. There. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. If it doesn't stamp right, we can re-stamp again because we haven't moved our piece of cardstock. So that's all I'm actually going to do with the Stamparatus for this card. And now there's a couple of other stamps in the set. I'm going to use one of them now with my Balmy Blue. I'm going to cover up that Blackberry Bliss so I don't get my hand in it. Okay, so I'm now inking up this big medallion here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to line that up in the middle at the top for one. Okay. In the middle down the bottom for the next one. Hey Deborah, how you going? Thanks for jumping on. Okay, I'm going to stamp off a little bit for this one on this side. And I'm going to stamp off a little bit for that one on that side. Okay. So as you can see, it has created a really, really super cute background. And my idea is to layer this up on top. Okay, so the next thing, oh, just had a bad thought. I don't know where the ribbon that I was going to use is. Yeah. So much for being organised. I did have the ribbon out, but I don't know where it's gone. I'm going to use an alternative. Okay, anyway. Okay, so I've got that. I've then got a scrap piece of Whisper White. And I'm going to ink up the sentiment that says, "You are pretty much the best ever." So I'm going to ink that up in my Blackberry Bliss. Shirley, oh my God, I love it. I want it. I thought you would, Shirley. But you say that with everything I use. Oh, okay. So I'm going to ink this up, and I'm actually going to use the new punch, which hopefully that's it over there. I said I was all organised today, and now I'm probably not. No. No. Oof. There it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Story label punch is what I need. You probably don't need to see me up in the corner anyway, because you can see me getting up and walking around and moving around. So I've now stamped that. I'm going to... yeah, it's a nice sentiment, isn't it, Roberta, sorry. So I'm now going to punch that one out. And then out of our Blackberry Bliss, I'm going to punch two of these. So this is the new punch that is available as a coordination product, and it's called the Story Label Punch. And it's a punch that I think may, don't quote me, may go through to the annual catalogue. But your guess is as good as mine. Okay, so I'm going to now layer up some of those layers. So I've got my Blackberry Bliss layer here for my base. I'm going to fold that in half. And I'm going to layer up this stamped layer onto my Balmy Blue. I'm too good of a demonstrator making everything look so pretty. Hey Leonie, how are you? Are you working, Leonie? Are you catching me while you're on night shift over there? So just with my liquid Tombow on my balmy blue base. Okay, just gonna line that up. Okay, I'm then going to glue that down to my base. Liquid Tombow is great glue because it gives you that wiggle room, so you're able to move it around and get it exactly where you want it to be on your layer. So you've got just a couple of seconds to be able to wiggle that around and get it exactly how you want it. No worries, I'm not really sure what's going on because it's been really good. So maybe refresh, Rosalie, refresh, and then go out and come back in and see if that makes it any better. It seems to be streaming quite okay here on my laptop. It seems to be looking all right. So, okay, so I'm then going to, with this layer, I'm going to glue that onto my Blackberry Bliss layer. So it's got just a very fine border around. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Watching me is a nice rest, Michelle. Is that the first time you've been back at work since you've hurt your back? Okay. Use the rest of my dimensionals here. Yeah, okay. Sometimes it's other people's internet. I know that they think it's on our end, but yeah, it's streaming really well here. I can see it over here on the left. So sometimes you just need to go out and refresh and come back in again. So I'm just going to pop that into the middle. Now, I did have, for my sample one that I did actually have some different ribbon, but I'm going to use this because at the moment, for the life of me, I don't know where I put that ribbon. I had everything out ready to go, but the ribbon has gone missing. So we're just going to improvise and use a different one. Okay, so on the back of my sentiment now, I'm going to pop some double-sided tape. And just with my take your pick tool, take off those backings. Okay, so I've got some of our polka dot tulle ribbon here. So I'm actually going to use it in place. I did use our white, our Whisper White burlap ribbon. And I will show you my sample so you can see what it looks like with the burlap ribbon or with the polka dot tulle. Okay, so now I'm actually going to pop those onto, I've got two of these, and what I've been doing quite often is popping the sentiment onto two of them just to give a bit of a backing of a different colour in behind so that it makes your sentiment pop a little bit more. You'll see as I do this. So I'm just going to line that up with a little bit of a border poking out on top, and I've got a bit of glue on there, and then pop some more Tombow on and the other layer. Just in like so, and it just gives that cute little border, so you can cheat. It'd be really nice if we had punches that we had the next size up, like that we have this punch and then the next size up, but we don't. So that's actually how you can get away with getting that to happen, is just by cutting two of them, and all you've got to do is place them so that they give you a little bit of a border. So I'm just going to pop that up on some dimensionals. So So who's loving this set? Who thinks that they're going to break out their Stamparatus and have a go with this set? So these items are available to us as demonstrators right now. Now, one of the main things is they're going to be available to customers as of... Sorry, this one is available on the 15th as a free item. So you'll be able to use the free item. The punch is not available until the 1st of March. But any of these items can be ordered right now. You can buy these items in your starter kit right now. So if you really, really love these and really can't wait, if you join my team, you get $315 worth of product for a low $169, and you can buy these items in your starter kit right now. We as demonstrators are able to purchase them right at this very moment. So it's a good time to join. You get a super, super good special. I'm just going to bring in my other one. I haven't got my bling. Have I got my bling there that I can grab? Probably not. No, they're too far down. Okay, so this was my other card that I actually did. That was my sample. So as you'll notice, I've popped some rhinestones. I'll just zoom in a little bit for you there. Okay, so I've popped some rhinestones on my sample card, which has blinged it up a little bit. So I popped it in the middle of the medallion there, and just in the centers of these ones here on my stamped images. And I've also, you may want to say, how did you do the inside? The inside, I've just stamped some of the big medallion and then just put some rhinestones as well. So I always like to, you just need one punch, cut 1.5 long ways. That's okay, Roberta, each to their own. I actually like doing the 2 because I like to get quite a bit on the edge and I don't like the cut mark in the middle. So personal choice really. But yes, you can, if you wanted to, you could do 1 punch and actually cut it in half. So that was my attempt at doing the all adorned. I'll now go back out again. The all adorned stamp set. So great to get our Stamparatus out, and I think an absolutely awesome stamp set to have a bit of a play around with. So this is a free item that you can get for a $90 order. You can earn the stamp set for free. It's one of the second celebration items. So that actually starts on the 15th. So today is the 12th. We've got 3 more days until we can actually earn this one for free. But as I said, you can purchase them right now if you really absolutely have to have them. You can purchase them right now in your starter kit. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in card number 2. Is this one. This one is a fun card. Okay, so I'll move those out of the way now that I've done that. I'm so organized. I have everything here all ready to go. Everything cut, ready to go. I've never been this organized for a live video yet. So I said it may end up being a total flop. You never know. You love the color combination? Yeah, I love the Blackberry Bliss and Balmy Blue. It's just a really, really nice combination. So what I'm actually going to do in this card, we have this beautiful embossing folder, which is brand new. This is a new celebration item. I'm just trying to see if you can see the embossing on that. You may be able to see it there. Okay, I'll turn it sideways. Okay. So this is a beautiful embossing folder, and this is a free item for a $90 purchase after the 15th of February. You can purchase this embossing folder. So I thought I would try a little bit of fun today. I'm going to use the Painted Season stamp set. I'm also going to use the Well Said stamp set. The Painted Season you can get as a bundle with our Designer Series paper, and I will be using the Designer Series paper in another card later on in this session. And the Well Said stamp set is part of our Occasions catalogue. So you may like to get the Well Said bundle, and you'd be pretty close to add a few more things. You'd be pretty close to getting the Painted Season for free as a bundle. So you get the Painted Season plus the Designer Series paper in that bundle. So what I'm actually going to do, I've got a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to bring in the Big Shot, and I'm going to emboss our piece of Whisper White. Okay, that way. Now, it is a deep textured embossing folder, so we only need our base plate and one cutting pad on top of our embossing folder. So you always do it with the fold going into your Big Shot machine first. Pop the cutting pad on top. Now, totally up to you whether you want to spritz these or whether you don't. Chris is saying that the stamp set looks pretty plain, but I make it look awesome. It is awesome, and I think it's designed that we use it with a lot of our other complementing stamp sets. Now, you can spritz this if you want a deeper impression. I do not spritz mine because I like to make my card. Can you see the absolutely beautiful detail? And it is super chunky. You can see how chunky that embossing is. It is simply to die for. So I had a thought that with this embossed image, that it would be really nice to use some sponges and actually sponge some colour on, which I'll bring my inks in. Okay, so my colour combination for this one is going to be, I've got Mint Macaron, I've got Flirty Flamingo, I've got Coastal Cabana, and I've got Poppy Parade. So that is my colour combination for this card. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use my sponge daubers to start off with, which I have them all labelled here. So I've got Mint Macaron, Soft Seafoam, Coastal Cabana, Flirty Flamingo, and Poppy Parade. Okay, I'll open all those up. Now, the thing that was screaming out to me was, we need to sponge this. Like, it was so obvious that I wanted to add a little bit of colour to it and sponge some of the beautiful flowers. So first of all, I'm going to start with my Flirty Flamingo. And I just stuck my finger in the ink. So Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just going to do the roses, and I'm slowly just going to swirl that around and pop some colour on the rose. Okay, so I'm going to find all the other roses, and I'm just going to swirl on the roses, which there's another one there, and another one there. This is super, super easy to do. Now I'm going to go back in with the Poppy Parade, and just on these little flowers, I want them to be more obvious, so a darker, deeper shade. So the Poppy Parade is a lot darker than the Flirty Flamingo, so we're going to get the flowers to really stand out. So find all those little flowers. There's another one there. There's another one there. There. Little tiny one there. There's one there. Okay. One there. These little flowers keep popping up. Every time when I was doing the card, my original card, I was like, oh my god, there's another one. Oh my god, there's another one. I think I have them all. Oh no, two there. Any more? No, I think I have them all. Okay, so that one was Poppy Parade. Hey Susan, how you going? Thanks for joining. Okay, so the other bigger flowers I'm going to do in Coastal Cabana. So just like that. And then I just want to, with my soft sea foam, I just want to go through and pop a little bit of soft sea foam on the greenery on the leaves. And the beauty of this is you don't have to be that particular in how you do it, because it's all in the scheme of sponging, so you don't actually have to be direct with where you get your colour. And I think that looks pretty good. Oh, maybe a little bit of green just there. Okay. So I think that's looking pretty good. There's a little flower that I've missed. I did miss one of those again. There. Okay. Alright, so that was Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, Coastal Cabana. Glenda says she can't wait for this folder. It is beautiful. You're still trying to master what I'm doing there. Apparently you're too heavy-handed. Honestly, Megan, the main thing is if you need to dob it off onto a scrap piece of paper, by all means do that if you feel that you are too heavy-handed. But it's really personal preference how much ink you want to get on. But it's really only just rubbing that sponge dauber over the top of that raised embossing. Okay, so I then wanted to line that up on a beautiful piece of Flirty Flamingo. So with my Tombow, I'm just going to pop some Tombow. Now, when you've got an embossed image like this, use a little bit more glue than what you would normally do so that it gets in all the divots and all the embossing and sticks to your card really well, because sometimes it can tend to want to pop up because it's been embossed. Now with the liquid Tombow, you have the time to move it around, get it exactly where you want it on that piece of cardstock, and press it down really well. But isn't that just looking simply gorgeous just by sponging that on the background? Hey Marcy, how you going? Thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm now going to fold my Coastal Cabana base in half. Okay. And pop that underneath. So it's coming together quite nice. So I'm bringing in all of the colours. I'm going to close up some of those ink pads that I don't need. I'm going to still need the Flirty, still need the Flirty Flamingo, and I'm still going to need Coastal Cabana, I think it is, yes. So I'm going to put those two away. Now, I got out the Sprig Punch, which are, sorry, the not the Sprig Punch, the Leaf Punch. And this is an awesome leaf punch that can go with lots and lots of different projects. And I just need a piece of Whisper White. So I'm going to stamp, and this is out of our Well Said bundle. I'm going to stamp the words, "My life is better because you're in it." I think that's a really, really nice sentiment. So I'm actually going to stamp that on my piece of Whisper White down here. Okay, in Coastal Cabana. And then what I want to do is, with the flower out of our Painted Seasons, I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper. And we're going to stamp off with the Flirty Flamingo because I want to pop that over the top of my image. So I'm going to ink it up. Now this is a distinctive stamp, so so please be aware that it stamps beautifully. So I'm just going to stamp that. I need to zoom in because you need to see that up close. It is stunning when you do that. So I'm inking it up, stamping it off, and then stamping back over that sentiment. So as you can see, you've got your beautiful sentiment and then just the highlight of those flowers over the top. So once again, I'm going to bring in the Story Label Punch, and I'm going to punch that out. Okay, so like so. Okay, now I've got a bit of vellum here that I've used, and I've also got some of our shimmer paper that is now retired, but I just wanted to show you how we can make this look super, super cute. I'm just going to punch out a couple of those with that leaf punch. Okay. And once again, that that label was punched out with our story label punch, which I'm trying to get locked. So the story label punch, and that's a new item that is one of our coordination items that we can purchase. Okay, so now it's just time to pop this together. And I have some Poppy Parade ribbon here. I'll zoom back out again, sorry. So you can see. Okay, so now I'm just going to, with some double-sided tape, I'm going to load up the back with some double-sided tape so we can stick our leaves, like our vellum leaves and our stamped leaves on the back. It's super, super hot here today. I've got the door open. I've got people, family in the house, and they've all been told that they have to be really quiet while I'm doing my video. But it's so hot. We've got the air conditioner going, and we're supposed to get a 40-degree day tomorrow. So that is not going to be very pretty. I know I'll be sitting inside in the air conditioning, that's for sure. So double-sided tape, I'm just going to peel the backing off those with my Take Your Pick tool. Okay, and now I'm going to turn over my sentiment, and I'm just going to pop these where I want them. So I'm going to put the vellum one on first because I want it to be on top. So I'm just going to arrange them now how I want them to sit. So more or less just like that. I've got the vellum leaves, and then I've got the glitter leaves. Do the same down the bottom. So once again, pop that on, and they all stick to my fingers when I do this. Oh, that one wanted to come off. I do actually end up popping another bit of tape over the top of that. I'm going to do that right now so that we don't lose that one. Oh. So just pop another bit of double-sided tape. You don't have to take the backing or anything off. Just pop another bit over the top, and that holds it on there. It's just the glitter tends to not want to stick real well. Glue dots would work well by doing this as well. I just find I just stick another bit of double-sided tape over the top. So like that, and a bit of double-sided tape. Cold there today, really, Michelle? Hey, Mari, thanks for jumping on. You're nice and cool too, Shirley. I know I've got the air conditioner going, but it's not in my room. My room is a small room, so therefore it gets a bit warm in here. So by the end of it, I'll be a sweltering mess. Okay, so we're going to pop that up on dimensionals. Poor fingers this afternoon, everything's sticking to me. Okay, so the next thing what I want to do is I want to glue this one onto my base. Oh, Vicky, you're going to get snow tomorrow plus winds, and I know we're like the opposite ends of weather, aren't we? You guys all overseas are having freezing cold winter, and we're having a boiling hot summer. Shirley's in her recliner with her air conditioner going and the fan on her, so she's very, very comfy. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Then what I want to do is I want to pop some double-sided tape right across the front of my card here. And with my beautiful Poppy Parade ribbon, I want that to go that way. So I'm just going to angle the edge of my ribbon so that's going the right way. I'm going to take that tear and tape off. And I want to pop my ribbon going across my card. So the beauty of Stampin' Up! Is everything matches, everything coordinates. So I've used the Poppy Parade ink. I've also used the Poppy Parade ribbon here. With my layers, I've incorporated the Flirty Flamingo in the layers. And then I'm just going to pop my sentiment on the front. And that's another super cute card using some of our new products. And just a simple case of sponging that background. Okay, so really easy. And as I said, if you're having trouble with the sponging, hey Kel, how you going? Oh, it's dusty in Wagga and around the Riverina. Yeah, very dry, isn't it? Cool for a change, won't hit 30 till next Sunday. Wow, you guys are getting some cooler weather. We're getting the heat up here, so we've probably got the heat from down south. It's now probably headed up north to us. So there's a cute card using our Painted Seasons and the embossing folder, which is super cute. Okay. Clean up my mess and we'll move on to the next one. I've rearranged all my desk and I keep going back. I've changed places of where things are and I keep going back to the spot where they used to be just by habit. I keep going to my drawer beside me for my glue and my glue's now right in front of me. So I'm trying to make things a bit more practical for when I do things so that everything's at my fingertips. So I'll move those out of the way. I'll pop them back up in there. So I'm sorted. There. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. So once again, I'll just show you that is the new celebration items that will be available during the 15th right through to the end of celebration while stocks last. So you may want to get your hands on these super cute items. So there's a couple of level 1 items. The embossing folder is a level 1 item. The stamp set that we used at the beginning is a level 1 item. The Painted Seasons is a bundle. So you have to spend $180 to get the DSP and the stamp set all in a bundle. Okay. Now, here I go with my next lot. I've got to pile them over here. Okay. We are using lots and lots of different things here. So I'm going to be using blends. Yes, I'm going to be using the frog stamp set. So Hoppy Together. And I'm also going to use the crackle paint. This one's going to have lots and lots of things involved in it. We're going to use Lovely Lipstick and our Smoky Slate as our inks. I'm also going to use a sentiment out of the More Than Words. Now the More Than Words is a coordination product that will be available on the 1st of March. So if you actually want these products and you can't wait, you need to join my team, just saying, so you can get $315 worth of product for $169, and you can order these products in your starter kit. You can order the framelets in your starter kit. You can then, if you don't have the stamp set, you can then earn the stamp set later on for free. So in your next demonstrator order, when you've got 20% off discount. So alright, so what we're going to start with first, I've got so many bits and pieces here. We're going to start with the crackle layer stamp first. And I've got a piece of Whisper White here. And I'm going to use this stamp. You're going to be shocked when you see me do this. I'm just going to use it on top of the stamp case. I'm going to ink up my Smoky Slate on top. Okay. And then I'm actually just going to randomly press this piece of cardstock down into that. And yes, I just got some on my finger, but that's totally okay. And I don't care if it's not exactly how I want it to be. That corner's a little bit, we need a bit more on that corner, so I'm just going to do that. Bit more, ink up a bit more down through here. Okay, So there we have a crackle paint background. I'm just going to clean that off and pop it back into my case. Because it's such a big stamp, I just use it on top of my case, really, to try and put it on a block. They're great to use on your Stamparatus, but to try and do that just for a background, I just find it easy just to pop it on the front of my stamp case. So just a hint, that's coming from probably the lazy stamper in me, but it works. So, okay. So that's what I'm going to do for my background, and I'm going to layer that up onto a piece of Bermuda Bay. So I might do that now while we're going. Okay. Shirley's loving the frogs. Okay, so just with the Tombow, wow, it's getting hotter and hotter in this room. Just with the Tombow, we're going to layer that up onto that Bermuda Bay. Okay. And I've got a piece of Lemon Lime Twist as my base. And I'm just going to fold that in half. Use my bone folder. And we're going to layer this one up on the front. So I've got all the front of my card ready to go, and now I'm going to concentrate on doing my frogs. Okay, so that layered onto my card, just like so. Okay, so card base is done, ready to go. Alright, so the next thing what we need to do is we need to stamp our frogs. Now, there's 3 frogs in this set. I'm going to use the frog on the wheel, but I'm going to show you a trick of how to make him look a little bit different. And I mean, it's probably not a trick, it's probably a thing that you've probably seen a few times, but I seen someone do it the other day and I was like, wow, that's an awesome trick. So I'm just going to ink up that little frog in my black memento, my next frog. I'm going to ink him up and stamp him down. Okay, now this one, I'm actually only going to ink up just the frog part of it. I don't want the wheel, the bike, that he's on. So I'm just going to ink him up, and you'll see what I'm going to do with him in a little while. Okay, so there's our 3 frogs stamped nicely with our memento black ink. Now, we have to use memento because I'm going to be using my blends. So memento is the ink. Because our blends are alcohol-based, memento is a water-based ink, so therefore it won't bleed into our stamped images. We need to be able to use the water-based ink with them, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit because you're probably going to want to see this colouring up a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm going to start with Lovely Lipstick, and this came from Dina Rico. She put some little lips. We just do a little love heart, and we have lips on our frog. So this is not my idea, this was Dina's idea, and I thought it was so super cute to put some lips on our frog. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the dark, and we're going to go around his head. Now, if you've had a lot of trouble with your ink bleeding on your cardstock and bleeding out too much, or bleeding into the other colour, what you need to remember is that you don't go right out to the edge of your stamped image, okay? So you don't go quite out to the edge, and you'll find that you won't have that trouble with it bleeding. Now I'm really colouring a long way away. I would normally have this right down in front of me to be able to colour, so bear with me. The colouring mightn't be as good as what it should be. So I'm just going to, with the dark, down through his arm and his leg here. And I'm actually going to do the center of his stomach, I'm going to do with all dark. And I'm going to do his other arm and leg in dark. And when you want more controlled colouring, you use your fine tip end. When you've got a bigger area to colour, you use your brush tip end. So now, because I can fill this in, I can use the brush tip end. Now what we're going to do is we're going to colour him all in, but then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to concentrate on the areas that the dark is meeting the light. And I'm going to blend that. And I do that with my fine tip end, and I do circle motions. And I just go over where they're dividing into two, just with circling motions. And just keep going over it to blend it. The more you go over it, the more it blends. So I'm just going to blend that dark a bit in there. Just like so. And a little bit more over through his face here. Okay. These greens are Granny Apple Green. Sorry, Shirley. Granny Apple Green. Yes, Dina's Stampin' Lips, Megan. It's so true. I thought it was so cute when she did it, and I thought, oh my god, that's such a great idea. I'm going to do that. So now with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. So dark around its head, and then down the side of its body, its little arm, down the side of its body here. We're going to do the inside part darker. And his legs. This is the first time I've used the frog set. I've been going to do it, and I have no idea why, but it's just been one that's been put on the back burner every time. So today I was like, nope, I'm doing the frog set today, no matter what. So with the large light, go back through again, watch the lips. Don't go over the lips. Okay, and then, as I said, with my fine tip, now I'm going to blend where that dark meets the light. You could also use your colour lifter. If you wanted to get a bit more depth, you could use your colour lifter and lift some of that colour out. And the last one, once again around his head. This one's not going to have lips. I'm going to colour his little dots in dark. We're going to colour his stomach in dark. And his little legs. So don't be scared to keep going over with your blends. If you're not getting the blending happening enough, please don't be scared to re-go back in. You can always use your light to go back in and get it to blend a little bit more. But the more colour you put down, the better it blends. So more is better. A lot of the time we don't say more is better, but more is better in this situation. So back through with my light. It's very therapeutic colouring. And now I'm going to blend those in again with my light. The other end. Oh, that's the dark. Ah, big mistake. Anyway, it's all good. We'll blend it in. See, there is no mistakes in crafting. Blend it in again with the light and down this way. So as you can see, 3 really, really cute little frogs. Now, we would normally use the stamp set. I've actually cheated a bit. I've cut a lot of things out and stamped a lot of things. So our framelits, we can come back through, we can cut out our one that's on the bike. We can also cut out our other two frogs. I've also cut out some lily pads and things, but as I said, I did cheat a little bit. I've done a few things ahead of time so that this live video doesn't go on forever. So I'm going to bring in all of my items that I have cheated with. So we have a lily pad, we have our frogs. Now I'm just going to show you what I'm actually going to do with the frog that is on the bike. Okay, so I'm just going to get my scissors, and I know we've got framelits and things, but I'm just going to get my scissors now, and I'm actually going to, where his bike is, I'm just going to trim around. Little tiny bit of fussy cutting, and we're going to remove his bike. As simple as that. And around on his foot. And there you go. He no longer has a bike. So I wanted him to be actually jumping in this card, because when you see what the sentiment is, it's really, really super cute, the way the sentiment is and when it all comes together. So now we're actually going to bring our card back in, and we're now going to arrange these super cute. We've got the lily pad, okay. We've got a couple of flies. We've got a butterfly. I think I want to do the butterfly. I want to do him in, just want to do some pink on the butterfly. So we're going to do just its wings. So these have been stamped with our Memento Black as well, just to add a little bit of colour to our butterfly. Like so. Okay, so we're going to glue the lily pad down. I actually was going to put a bit of this ribbon along. I might end up just doing a bow, maybe. I was going to pop a bit of ribbon on, but I popped my thing down before. No, I'm gonna leave that and see how I go. I did bring the Granny Apple green ribbon out because I thought that will be really nice with all these green frogs. Okay, so I'm gonna pop the lily pad down. Sorry, I need to zoom out again. I forgot that I'd done that. Okay, there you go. All right. So we'll pop the lily pad on. Now just arranging our little frogs. I think this one's super cute. Oh, I did it that way. This one, and then I want this one like he's trying to jump onto the lily pad. Okay, and I'm going to pop some of these cute little lilies around. So one there and one up there. And I've got my little flies, which I'll pop them on, and my butterfly. Alright, so now I'm just going to apply some of these with my Tombow once again. I think I'm going to stand my tall one up. Actually, no, I'm going to glue him down as well. I want to pop this one up because he's leaping through the air. Okay, so that one there. Pop my lily pads on. One here. And one here. So it's a super cute set that I think we could have a lot of fun with. And now that we can cut our frogs out, I think it's even better. Who has the frog set and who's keen? Type in the comments. Let me know if you've got the frog set and if you think you're going to be ordering the framelits to match. You think it's a dragonfly? Oh, yeah, actually, you are right. It is a dragonfly. Now that I've looked at it, Vicky, thank you. I just assumed it was a butterfly, but yeah, it does look a little bit like a dragonfly. It's got a long skinny body, so it probably is a dragonfly. Okay, so this one's leaping through. I want to pop the dragonfly up on dimensionals. Okay, made that too big. And I did see somebody, I think it was Emma Goddard, that used the super cute flowers, sorry, the little flies, and she said that she thought they looked like popcorn. So she made them, actually, she made a little scene that had, it looked like popcorn. It was so super cute. So I've popped 3 dobs of glue on there. And I'm just going to grab my take your pick tool, and I'm going to pick up my fly, and I'm going to put 1 there. Take your pick tool, another fly there, and turn that one over, and another one there. The flies are pretty cute. Okay, so now the sentiment, what I want to do with the sentiment, I want to put, I thought this sentiment was really, really cute. Let me get some lovely lipstick. And I think this sentiment was from the extra set that we have that has all the coordination stamp sets, which is this one here. Leaping for joy is easy to do. So that was what I thought was quite a cute little sentiment to put on here. And we could help if we stamped it straight. So we'll turn that over and we'll have another go. That looks a bit better. Just going to use my triple banner punch and banner the end of that like so. I might use a little bit of my lemon lime twist. I really want to use a lemon lime twist ribbon on this. So I might trim that off. And pop a little bit of lemon lime twist ribbon down underneath. Definitely an Aussie card, you think? I'm thinking just a bit of lemon lime twist this way here. So just like that. And then pop that on. Okay, so I need some double-sided tape. So what are you thinking about the frogs, everyone? Is everyone loving the frogs? What's the consensus on the frogs? I know my mother-in-law loves frogs, so she would actually love this card. Okay, I'm going to pop that up on dimensional. I'm going to grab some double-sided tape and pop underneath my ribbon. Oh, Sonia's saying that she's got the frog set. The dice will come tomorrow if the snowstorm doesn't hit us in the morning. Oh, well, fingers crossed the snow holds off for you. Because you need these framelets. Whereabouts do you come from, Sonia? Whereabouts do you live? I often say I'd love to live where it snows, but then when I hear of everyone and how cold and freezing they are. Wendy says she loves the frogs, always has. Angie says she loves the frogs. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that up in the middle there. And that says, leaping for joy is easy to do. So I think that's a super, super cute card using the frog set. And I have one more card to go. Yes, one more card to go. So I'm doing a mammoth effort this afternoon. This is the first time I've actually been like totally organized and prepped for my live video. So hopefully you've been enjoying it. Okay, where did that come from? Oh, I've bought out a stamp ink pad that I don't even, oh there, over there. Okay. Alright, so the last one that we're going to do is using our painted season stamp set with our well said stamp set and our mistletoe season stamp set. So can anyone guess what I'm actually going to make in this card? If I'm using the mistletoe season and I'm using the painted season, it's a little bit out of season for us right here, right now, but it's a super, super cute card, so I think you're going to enjoy it. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do, and I'm going to have to cut these out because I was going to do it beforehand, but I ran out of time. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use the pine cone out of our distinctive stamp set. I'm going to use the pine cone here. So I wanted to do, because I think the beauty of this stamp set is they're, you always enjoy my videos, Kel. They're Stampin' Up are actually are from Ontario, Marcy. And Stampin' Up are always excelling themselves and bringing us products that are fantastic to use. So I'm just going to, I'm on Sahara Sand with soft suede ink. And I'm going to look at those pine cones. Beautiful, distinctive stamp. Once again, I'm going to bring that up so you can see. Look at the detail in those pine cones. It is absolutely to die for, that you can stamp that in one go and you can get that beautiful, beautiful distinctiveness in the stamp. Okay, so I'm now going to bring in the Big Shot and cut those out. Find my framelit. So we have matching framelits that match our 4 seasons. I'm going to be using the pine cone one here. So we can cut the flower out, we can cut the leafy prongs. There's 2 lots of flowers that we can cut out, the pine cone. So I'm just going to use my magnetic plate and I'm going to pop that one on, and these are actually really, really good to line up. I found it quite good to line up. And sorry, I'm going to have to cut them all singly. You got a blast of coldness in Alberta, Canada, Calgary. Are you, Cheryl Lee, are you very close to where Alison Okamitsu is? I think she's in Calgary, isn't she? I'm nearly positive that's where she is. Okay. That one. I'm going to get to meet Alison on my Greek Isles cruise for the first time. I'm going to get to meet all of these overseas demos that I haven't met before, so can't wait. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. Thank you very much. Okay, so last one to cut out. So I've got 3 of the super cute pine cones. Thanks for sharing, everybody. When you share my video, you get, if you're from Australia, you get put into the draw, my monthly draw, and I give away free stamp sets every month. So if you share, you must type shared in the comments, and it must be typed in the comments on my business page, my Facebook business page, because otherwise I don't know that you've shared it if you're in another place. I know that I share my video into several places, but you need to go to my Demonstrator business page. And if you haven't been over to my Demonstrator business page, you might like to hit the like button and the notifications, and you get notified every time I do a live video. So, okay, so I've got those cut out and stamped. Now, the reason why I wanted to use the pinecone needly prongs in this stamp set, so that's why I'm using the mistletoe season. Now, the mistletoe season is in our annual catalogue, so it is available in the annual catalogue. Okay, I'm also going to bring in the designer series paper. Where did I put that? I thought I left it out. Maybe I didn't. Let me see. I'll grab it. So we have the bundle of the Painted Seasons stamp set. Well, I have got it out somewhere. And we also have the designer series paper that goes with it. Ah, there it is, right under everything here. I knew I had it out. Okay, so this is the designer series paper that goes with the Painted Season stamp set. So you can get this in a $180 order. You can earn the designer series paper plus the stamp set for free with a $180 order starting from the 15th of February, so 3 days time. So I've actually decided to use this one. So as you can see, they've covered all seasons. Okay, so we've got beautiful wintry change of season here. We've got the beautiful spring, beautiful summer with the agaves, the succulents, and there's this super cute little mushroom stamp, mushroom images as well. So I decided that I would use some of the designer series paper in this card today, just to show you that you don't need to use a lot of designer series paper, but putting a little snippet of the designer series paper in with the with your card just sets it off and gives it a little bit more character. So what I'm actually going to do, I've got a strip here that is 1 1/4 inches wide, and this one here is 1 1/2 inches wide of old olive. So I'm going to line those up with my glue. So you don't know Alison Okamitsu? I'm positive she's in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm positive that's where she lives. So anyway, she's a Stampin' Up demo from over your way. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up. Now, it is longer. I did cut it longer, but I did that on purpose so I could turn it over and trim it, because I always like to trim it so that I know that it's exactly flush with my piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to turn that over, run my blades along the edge of the cardstock, and that's actually going to sit on a piece of our Sahara sand for our front layer. Okay, I've got a piece of Earl Espresso for my base, so I'm just going to fold that in half and use my bone folder and score that. Okay, so we get a nice fold. So now I looked at this and I thought, that piece of Sahara sand just looks a little bit plain and boring. So I decided that I wanted to, and that's where this beautiful prong stamp comes into it. So I'm just going to glue this one on. And this one also is a little bit longer. And the reason I did that was so that I can trim it and make it nice and flush to my cardstock. And I'm just leaving like about 1/8 of an inch, or maybe 1/4 of an inch border down that side. The Tombow gives us room to wiggle it around. And there's only a slight little bit of difference there, but I'm just going to trim that off. And then you know that it's definitely flush with your cardstock. And I do that a lot so that I get it nice and flush, so that it's very hard, even though you yes, Nice People Stamp Deborah, yes. I was trying to think of what her business name was, but I'm positive she's from the same place, isn't she, Deborah? I'm sure she talks about Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Okay, so in this, I have a stamp out of, once again, our Well Said stamp set. And it says, celebrating another year of happiness. So I thought that was just like a bit of a Christmassy type of sentiment. So I'm just going to carefully stamp that. Hopefully I'm going to get that straight. So like that. That's pretty good. I'm going to use my triple banner punch once again. And I'm going to just banner the end of that. Okay. Now, I am going to use a retired bit of burlap ribbon here, but you could use our plain burlap ribbon as well. The reason I'm using it, and I know it's naughty that I'm using a retired product, but I have it here and I've got so much of it. So this was our burlap ribbon that we had, that was in our holiday catalogue, and it's got a beautiful strip of cherry cobbler through it, and it's great for Christmassy things, and I still had some left over, so I do apologise for using products that are not available anymore. So I'm just going to, I know that end looks pretty good, so I'm just going to pop that on. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to arrange everything how I want it to be, and then I'm going to stamp some of these pinecone prongs around in Old Olive, just to give it a little bit of backing. So I want to sit one over here. I want to sit one of my pine cones just here, and I want to sit the other one down here. Okay, so I want to, with this stamp, I want to then, with my Old Olive, okay, so I just want to, out of here, I want to stamp one just there. I want to stamp another couple coming down through here. And then I thought, even up through this top, I wanted them like they were hanging down from the top up here. And that one didn't stamp properly, but that's okay. We'll hang that one over the top. And another one. And just one that's coming up, because you know what pine trees are like, they come from all different directions. So all right, so now that's given us a really nice background on our Sahara sand. So now I'm just going to piece everything together. So I'm going to, with my first pine cone, I'm going to pop him over here in that direction there. This one here, I'm also going to pop just here in that direction there. Okay, now I'm actually going to pop some double-sided tape to hold my burlap ribbon down. So I'm just going to pop some double-sided tape across here. Yes, and also Cheryl, she does live videos too. She's done a few, but she hasn't done a lot. She's been very busy, and but she's now getting back into them again. But lovely crafter. And for the life of me, I've just lost. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say I've just lost my burlap ribbon, but I haven't. I've found it again. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that down into my double-sided tape. And then with my sentiment, I'm actually going to glue that with, actually no, I'm going to do another bit of double-sided tape, because on that ribbon, I think double-sided tape will work better. So I'm actually going to pop my sentiment up there a little bit. Okay. So there. And then going to pop my sentiment, and I want that to sit up a little bit like that. Okay, so as you can see, that burlap ribbon is just a really nice touch to add that natural look to your card. turn that over and trim those off. And once again, you've got everything lovely and flush on your card. So now I'm just going to glue that on. And I haven't done the inside of this, but I probably would just stamp maybe like a pine cone down in the corner and a couple of pine cone prongs just to finish off and take a little bit of the inside to the outside. So so there you have, whoops, hang on, I've got one pine cone I missed. Nearly missed him. I was thinking, why does that not look right? I was missing a pine cone. I'm going to pop him up on dimensionals. So as you can see, this set is so different. I mean, like in the last couple of videos I've used the flowers. Now using the pine cones. I think it's a set that we're absolutely going to love because it covers so many seasons. So I'll just bring in all the cards that we've made today. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's crafting. I'll bring back in the cards that we've made. So I'll clean up that ink pad first. You so missed getting that ribbon, really, Shirley? Yeah. So we've got my two pine cone ones. We've got the beautiful, the one with the Stamparatus, which is fantastic. And we've got our beautiful sponged flower with the embossing folder. So once again, these items can be, ooh, what have I done? Sorry, I'm just trying to get out of there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that today. Once again, as I said, you can get all of these items in your starter kit right now if that's what you want to do. If you want to join my team, and I would love to have you in the Wild Heart Crafters team. There's quite a few of my Wild Heart Crafters on here today watching. Wendy's saying the third pine cone, Donna, get the third pine cone. So I think like we've done quite a few cards there. I have done all of them, haven't I? Yes, I have. So we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 cards today. So as I said, I was organised today. So for once in my life, yeah. So I would really, if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Northern Rivers, in Australia, I would love to help you out with your online ordering. I have an online store that you can purchase from at any time whatsoever. If you look up in the description, you will see my website. If you want to find out more about our joining special, as I said, we've got $315 worth of product. This is our celebration joining special, $315 worth of product for $169. Now that is a massive bargain because normally we only get $235 to choose. This time through celebration we get to choose $315 worth of products. So it is absolutely an awesome bargain. If you have an order that's going to get anywhere near $169, you can join and you can put these things in your starter kit right now, right today. So if you have any questions, it would be just drop me a message. I would be happy to give you a no pressure phone call whatsoever, answer any of your questions you may have. You can give it a go. You get 20% discount. You are guaranteed 20% discount until the end of July, even if you don't make your quarterly amounts, and there is no pressure. Nobody chases you for money. It is an awesome company to be a part of. So if you are interested, I'd love to have you as part of my team. If you're interested in purchasing any of the products, you can find my shopping page at www.donnagray.stampinup.net. You can go over there, you will find my website, you can jump on and shop now 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's always available. It gets sent straight to you, so there's no mucking around. I have a monthly stamp club. If you're interested in building up your crafting supplies, I have a monthly stamp club and it's for Australian residents only. You pay $45 per month, you get a stamp set, you get a card kit, plus you get a video tutorial and get part of our private Facebook group. and you get to make 6 cards. So if you wanted to be a part of that, please let me know. I'd be happy to just drop me a message in Messenger and I'd be happy to send you the link. It is a 3-month minimum sign up. You pay monthly, 3-month minimum sign up, and after that you can go month by month. So you can cancel anytime you like. If you've already got the stamp set, you can swap it out for something else. You will still get the kit, you'll still get the video, and you'll get another stamp set in place of it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that today, and please share the video, as I said, once again, to be entered into the draw to win free prizes if you live in Australia. I'd be happy to send a card to you if you live outside of Australia. I'd be happy to send you a card if your name gets drawn. Thank you very much, and until next time, have a great day. Bye for now.